"You're not invited to the baby shower," my sister texted. "It's intimate. 200. Person venue, open bar, catering I was paying for." I read the text, called the venue, canceled the card on file. She called me screaming from the parking lot. "They won't let us in." I said, "Sounds intimate." Then "My name is Tyler. I'm 31 and I work as an IT support technician. I fix other people's problems all day. Password resets, printers that hate them personally, laptops that just stopped working after a coffee fell near it. In my family, I'm the same thing, the fixer, the calm one, the one who has it together. My sister Jenna is the opposite. She's loud, emotional, always in some kind of crisis that somehow becomes everyone else's responsibility, mostly mine. So when my phone buzzed at 6:42 p.m. on a Thursday, I didn't even flinch. I was sitting on my couch, half eating leftover takeout, scrolling through emails from work. A text popped up from Jenna. "Jenna, you're not invited to the baby shower. It's intimate." I stared at it for a second like my eyes weren't focusing right. Intimate. That was the word she used. I didn't respond. Not right away. My stomach did that slow drop thing, like when you miss a step in the dark. Because here's the thing. I already knew about the baby shower. Not because she told me like a normal person. Because for the last month, I'd been getting random calls from vendors. "Hi, just confirming the order for the balloon arch." "Hi, just checking the final head count for catering." "Hi, we still have your card on file for the remaining balance." My card, on file. I'd brushed it off at first because that's what I always do. I tell myself there's a logical explanation. Maybe she accidentally used my number. Maybe mom gave it to them. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. But now, you're not invited. I read the text again and again. Then I did the thing I always do when I'm trying not to feel. I started looking for facts. I opened my banking app, scrolled through pending charges, old charges, the usual auto pays. There it was, a deposit from a venue I didn't recognize at first. Then it clicked. I remembered hearing Jenna bragging on speakerphone a couple weeks ago. Jenna, it's going to be so cute. Like, modern. Pinterest, but in real life. I'd been at my parents' house helping Dad update his router firmware because he still thinks Wi-Fi is in the air like radio. Back then, I didn't ask details. I didn't want to get dragged in. But my card being charged, that was a detail. I looked back at Jenna's message. "Jenna, it's intimate." I could practically hear her tone, that fake sweet voice she uses when she's trying to make something sound reasonable, like it's normal to uninvite your own brother from an event, like it's normal to use his money anyway. I typed, then deleted, then typed again. Intimate. What does that even mean? Deleted. Because I already knew what it meant. It meant, you'll pay, but you don't get to be there. My phone buzzed again. Not Jenna this time. Mom. I let it ring. Then Dad. I let it ring too. I stared at the ceiling and felt that familiar pressure behind my eyes. Not tears, just exhaustion. Because suddenly, I wasn't thinking about the baby shower. I was thinking about every time I'd been told be the bigger person, Tyler. Every time I'd been called selfish for saying no. Every time Jenna cried and everyone acted like I'd caused the weather. I finally answered Mom on the third call. "Mom, Tyler, don't get upset." That was her opening line. Not hello, not are you okay. Just don't get upset. I sat up straighter because my body already knew what was coming. Me, why would I be upset? Silence for half a beat. Then she went into that careful tone. "Mom, Jenna is just stressed. You know how pregnancy is." Me? She texted me, "I'm not invited." Mom, it's not personal. I actually laughed, like one sharp sound. Me? Not personal. Okay, Mom, she wants it small. Small. Intimate. Same script. And in my head, one thought kept repeating. Then why are vendors calling me about balances? I didn't say it yet. Not in the hook. Not while I was still trying to confirm I wasn't losing my mind. But I felt it, that shift. That moment where your brain quietly starts moving things from family drama into problem. And I knew, even before I stood up, even before I grabbed my keys, that I was done pretending this was normal. Because intimate was about to become the funniest word Jenna ever used on me. And she didn't even know it yet. I need to explain something about my family dynamic before the rest makes sense. Jenna is 2 years younger than me. Growing up, she was the emotional one. That's what my parents called her. Like it was a personality trait you just accommodate forever. If she cried, everyone moved. If she yelled, everyone went quiet. If I got annoyed, I was being dramatic. When I was 16, Jenna wanted a new phone. My parents told her no. She cried for 2 days straight. I could hear her through the wall, so I took money from my part-time job at a grocery store and bought her a used phone off a guy from Craigslist. I told myself I was being nice. My parents told me I was being a good brother. Jenna never said thank you. That pretty much set the tone. Fast forward, I moved out at 19, went straight into working and community college. I didn't have the kind of life where you found yourself. I found rent. I found utility bills. I found a broken car that needed a new starter. I ended up in IT because I was good with systems. I liked predictable problems. A computer doesn't call you selfish. A printer can't guilt trip you in a group chat. Jenna, meanwhile, bounced around. Retail job. Quit. Tried nails. Quit. Influencer. Didn't work. Then she started dating Kyle. Kyle is the kind of guy who calls himself an entrepreneur, but mostly just posts motivational quotes and drives his mom's old truck. When Jenna got pregnant, my parents acted like she'd cured cancer. My mom cried. My dad told everyone at his work. Jenna posted a boomerang of a tiny onesie with a caption like, "Our greatest blessing." Then reality hit. Jenna and Kyle didn't have money. They didn't have savings. They had vibes. So my parents started helping, which means they started pressuring me. It began with little stuff. Mom, Tyler, can you help with diapers? Just for now. Dad, Jenna needs a maternity photo shoot. It's important. It's a memory. Jenna, bro, you make good money. Don't be weird. And here's the part that makes me mad even writing it. I did help because I kept thinking, it's a baby. Don't punish the baby. I sent money for a stroller. I paid Jenna's overdue phone bill when she forgot and got shut off. I ordered her groceries twice when she texted me a crying selfie and said Kyle didn't get paid yet. Then the baby shower became the next family project. At first, it sounded normal. A small shower, some cupcakes, people, bringing gifts. I wasn't even excited, but I wasn't against it. I figured I'd show up, smile, eat bad party food, and go home. Then Jenna called me one night while I was troubleshooting a VPN issue for a user who kept saying the internet is broken. I stepped outside the office to take the call. Me, hey, what's up? Jenna, okay, don't freak out, but I found the perfect place. Me, for what? Jenna, the baby shower. It's literally stunning. Like high ceilings, chandeliers, huge space. I frowned. Me, Jenna, why do you need a huge space for a baby shower? Jenna, because people want to come. That was the first red flag. Then she kept talking fast, like she had rehearsed it. Jenna, and it's not even that expensive when you break it down. Plus they have packages. Me, who is paying for this? She laughed like I'd told a joke. Jenna, I mean mom and dad are helping. That was code for Tyler will cover whatever they can't. I said I had to go and ended the call before she could slide the hook in deeper. 2 days later, a woman from a venue called me. Venue rep, hi Tyler, this is Melissa from the Hawthorne Loft. Just confirming we had your card on file for the bar package. I honestly thought she had the wrong number. Me, I'm sorry, what? Venue rep for the baby shower event. Jenna last name? We processed the deposit already. I went cold. Me, how did you get my card? There was a pause, like she was scrolling through her notes. Venue rep. It was provided during booking. Provided. Not with permission. Not authorized. Just provided. I told her I'd call back. Then I called Jenna. She didn't pick up. So I called again. No answer. I texted, why does a venue have my card? 5 minutes later, she replied like she was ordering coffee. Jenna, oh yeah, lol, I put yours because mine kept declining. I'm gonna pay you back. My hands were shaking a little. Not rage yet, more like disbelief. Me, you can't just do that. Jenna, relax, it's family. That line, it's family. The universal password in my family. You say it, and suddenly boundaries are illegal. That week, I started getting more calls. Caterer confirming chicken versus salmon. A bakery asking about the custom fondant baby bump cake. A rental company asking about chairs. Chairs. For how many people? I called my mom. Me. Do you know Jenna put my card on a venue? Mom. She said you were okay with it. Me. I wasn't. Mom. Tyler, don't make this stressful. There it was again. The fear of Jenna being stressed, not the fear of me being robbed. Me. How many people are coming? Mom. It's a decent amount. Me. Give me a number. Mom. Maybe around 150? I sat there in silence. Me. For a baby shower? Mom. She has friends. Me. Jenna doesn't even talk to half her friends unless she needs something. Mom snapped a little. Mom, watch your tone. She's pregnant. Pregnant? Like it's a license. I hung up. That was the point where I stopped reacting emotionally and started doing what I do at work. Audit the system. I requested invoices. I asked vendors to email me confirmations. I opened a folder on my laptop called Jenna Baby Shower like it was a ticket in a help desk queue. The more I saw, the worse it got. The venue was a 200-person space. Open bar package, catering quote for 180 guests, a DJ, a freaking DJ, and the card on file? Mine. I texted Jenna again. Me, this is huge. Why is it so big? She waited an hour, then responded. Jenna, because I deserve one nice thing. I stared at my screen. Then another text came in. Jenna, also Kyle's family is coming, and you make everything weird, so we want it intimate. I reread it twice. So she wants a giant party, and I'm the one who makes it weird. I asked for clarity. Me, intimate means I'm not invited? Jenna, yes. Don't cause drama. This is about the baby. About the baby. But also about chandeliers, salmon, and open bar. I wanted to scream. Instead, I did something quieter. I drove to my parents' house. Jenna's car was there. Kyle's truck too. When I walked in, I could hear Jenna in the kitchen laughing loud like she didn't have a care in the world. Mom saw me and immediately looked tense. Mom, Tyler, I held up my phone. Me, I'm not invited. Jenna came out with a cup of iced coffee like she was on a photo shoot set. Jenna, oh my God, are you really doing this right now? Me, doing what? Reading your text? Jenna, it's not like that. Me, then what is it? Kyle leaned on the counter, arms crossed. Kyle, bro, it's just we want good energy. Good energy. I wanted to laugh and puke at the same time. Me, so I'm paying for it but I'm not allowed in? Jenna's eyes flashed. Jenna, you're not paying for it. You're helping. Me, my card is literally on the invoices. Jenna, because you're good for it. That sentence. So casual. Like I was a credit limit, not a person. My dad finally spoke up from the living room. Dad, Tyler, don't embarrass your sister. I turned to him. Me? Embarrass her? She used my card without asking. Dad shrugged like it was a minor inconvenience. Dad, she's pregnant. She's overwhelmed. I felt something heavy in my chest. Not anger yet, more like grief. Because in that moment it hit me. They genuinely didn't think this was wrong. To them, my money wasn't mine. It was a family resource they managed through guilt. I left without yelling. I didn't trust myself to speak. That night, I sat at my kitchen table with my laptop open and the invoices pulled up. 180 guests, open bar, deposit already paid, my card on file for the rest. And then Jenna's text flashed in my head again. You're not invited. I stared at the screen and thought, okay, if you want intimate, I can do intimate. And that's when I finally moved from confirming facts to taking control. The next morning, I called the Hawthorne Loft. My voice was calm, the way it gets when I'm past emotional and into problem-solving mode. Me, hi, this is Tyler last name. I need to discuss the payment method on an event booked under Jenna last name. Venue rep, sure, let me pull it up. I listened to keyboard clicks. Venue rep, okay, yes, I see it. Baby shower event, Saturday at 2 p.m. We have your visa ending in 4,421 on file. Me, That card was used without my permission. A pause. Venue rep. Oh, me. I need it removed and I need the booking canceled. Another pause. Longer. Venue rep. We can cancel, but there is a deposit. Me. I understand. I'm not disputing what you already processed. I'm removing authorization for anything else. She took a breath like she'd switched into professional caution mode. Venue rep. Okay, let me get my manager. While I waited, I opened my bank app and froze the card. Then I called my credit card company and reported it as compromised. New card ordered. Old card dead. It felt weirdly clean, like closing a door. The manager came on the line. Manager, Tyler, I understand there's a concern about authorization. Me, yes. I didn't authorize my card for this event. Manager, in that case, we can remove the card. If the remaining balance isn't paid by another method before the event, access won't be granted. Me, that's fine. Manager, and you still want to cancel the booking? I pictured Jenna walking into her intimate event with 180 people and an open bar. I pictured my parents telling everyone I'm selfish. I pictured my money continuing to disappear. Me, yes. Cancel it. Manager, all right. You'll receive an email confirmation. When I hung up, my hands were steady. My heart was not, because I knew what was coming next. I didn't text Jenna. I didn't warn my parents. I didn't announce anything. I just went to work and acted normal. Around 1:37 p.m., my phone started lighting up like it was possessed. First Jenna, then Mom, then Dad. Then a group chat I hadn't checked in months called Family. I ignored all of it. At 2:11 p.m., Jenna called again. It went to voicemail, then she called again immediately. Then my mom texted, Mom, call now. What did you do? My stomach tightened, but I didn't move. I waited, because I knew the exact moment would come when Jenna would finally realize that intimate works both ways. At 2:23 p.m., I got a voicemail from Jenna. I put it on speaker. All I heard was wind, muffled yelling, then her voice exploding. Jenna, voicemail. Tyler, they won't let us in. They're saying the card is declined. What is wrong with you? In the background, I could hear people. A lot of people, like a crowd. Then Kyle's voice, angry and panicked. Kyle, bro, fix it. People are here. Then Jenna again, shrieking, Jenna, I'm in the parking lot. This is humiliating. I stared at my wall and felt this strange calm settle in. I finally called her back. She picked up instantly. Jenna, what did you do? I kept my voice flat. Me, sounds intimate. Silence. Not because she calmed down, because her brain froze. Then she screamed louder. Jenna, are you serious? You ruined my baby shower. Me, you said I wasn't invited. Jenna, that doesn't mean you get to sabotage it. Me, you used my card without asking. Jenna, it's family. I almost laughed. Me, then treat me like family. Kyle grabbed the phone. I could hear it in the shuffling. Kyle, dude, come on. Just pay the balance. We'll pay you back. Me? With what money? He didn't answer, just breathed heavy. Then my mom jumped in, like she'd been waiting to take the mic. Mom, Tyler, you need to fix this right now. People traveled. Me. Then Jenna can pay. Mom, she can't. She's pregnant. I felt the anger finally rise. Not hot rage, more like disgust. Me. Pregnant doesn't mean she gets to commit fraud. Mom, gasped like I said a swear word. Mom, how dare you call it that? Me. My card, my money, my authorization. That's what it is. Jenna started crying loudly, on purpose. Jenna, I can't believe you'd do this to me. You're ruining my moment. Everyone is staring at me. I pictured her in a parking lot, full makeup, probably in a white dress like it was her wedding, surrounded by people she invited on my dime. And I realized something. She wasn't crying because she felt bad. She was crying because she lost control. I opened my laptop and started reading off the invoices like I was in court. Me, venue package, 200 people, open bar, catering for 180, DJ, balloon arch, cake, total remaining balance, $6,840. That's what you expected me to cover. Her crying stopped for a second. Jenna, why do you have those? Me, because vendors kept calling me, because you put my card on everything. Kyle muttered something under his breath. I heard a man in the background say, "So are we going in or not?" Then Jenna hissed into the phone. Jenna, you're embarrassing me on purpose. Me, you uninvited me from an event I was funding. Jenna, it was intimidate. Me, it's intimate now. She made a sound like she was choking on her own anger. Then Dad grabbed the phone. Dad, Tyler, you're acting like a child. I clenched my jaw. Me, no, I'm acting like someone who's done being used. Dad, this is your sister. Me, and I'm your son. Silence. That hit harder than yelling, because it forced the question, why did I always come second? Dad's voice dropped into that cold tone. Dad, fix it or don't come around anymore. I almost said, okay, but instead I said the truth. Me, you already don't want me around unless I'm paying. Then I hung up. I sat there for a minute, breathing fast. Then the group chat exploded. Aunt Renee, Tyler, what is going on? Cousin Brad? Dude, seriously? On her baby shower? Mom, Tyler is being cruel and punishing a pregnant woman. Punishing, like I was the villain for turning off the free money faucet. I took screenshots. Every message, every accusation. Then I posted one single reply in the group chat. Me? Jenny used my credit card without permission for a 200-person baby shower and uninvited me. I removed my card. That's it. Then I muted the chat. I didn't feel victorious. I felt empty, but also lighter, like I'd finally put down something I'd been carrying for years. And I knew the fallout was coming. I just didn't care anymore. For the next week, my family tried every angle. First it was rage, then it was guilt, then it was fake concern. Jenna texted me paragraphs. Jenna, I hope you're happy. You ruined my pregnancy experience. Kyle's family thinks you're psycho. Mom is crying. Then a separate text 10 minutes later. Jenna, we needed that shower to get baby stuff. How could you do that to your niece? Then Jenna, whatever. Don't bother coming around when the baby is born. I didn't respond. Then she tried the reasonable tone. Jenna, okay, look, let's talk like adults. You could have just asked me to change the card. You didn't have to cancel. I stared at that message for a long time, because it was almost impressive how she could rewrite reality while it was still warm. I replied with one line, me, you could have asked before you used my card. She didn't reply for hours. Then at midnight, Jenna, I'm sorry you feel that way. Classic. My mom showed up at my apartment 2 days later. I wasn't expecting it. I looked through the peephole and saw her standing there with that tight smile she uses when she's ready to lecture. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. Mom, can we talk? Me, here is fine. She blinked, offended. Mom, Tyler, this is tearing the family apart. I leaned against the doorframe. Me, Jenna tore it apart when she used my card and then told me I wasn't invited. Mom waved her hand like she was swatting a fly. Mom, she's hormonal. Me, she's 29, Mom, not 9. Mom's face tightened. Mom, do you know how embarrassed she was? People were standing there. They had gifts. Me, why did she invite 180 people if it was intimate? Mom tried to pivot. Mom, because she has a lot of support. Me, support isn't the same as my credit limit. She sighed dramatically. Mom, so what? You're just done helping? You're going to let your sister struggle? I stared at her, really stared, and I realized my mom wasn't asking if I was okay. She was asking if the money would come back. Me, I'm done being her bank. Mom's eyes widened like I slapped her. Mom, wow, okay, so that's who you are now. There it was, the character assassination. If I don't give money, I'm cold. If Jenna takes money, she's overwhelmed. I nodded slowly. Me? Yes, that's who I am now. Mom's voice got sharp. Mom, after everything we've done for you, that line, always, like raising me was a loan I have to repay forever. I kept my voice steady. Me, Name one thing you've done for me that you didn't also throw in my face later. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Because she couldn't. She tried again with a different tactic. Mom, the baby is going to be born soon. Do you really want to be this person? Do you want your niece to grow up without her uncle? I felt that tug, the part of me that still cares, the part that still wants to be the good guy. And then I remembered Jenna screaming in the parking lot, not about me being uninvited, but about her being humiliated. So I said it plainly. Me. If access to my niece means I have to accept being used, then yes, she'll grow up without me. Mom's face did that wobble like she might cry. Then she snapped into anger, like always. Mom, you've changed. Me. Good. She stormed off. That night, Dad texted, "Your mother is heartbroken. Fix this." I stared at it, then replied, "Me? No." After that came the weird silence, and then the flying monkeys. Aunt Renee, "Family doesn't do this to family." Cousin Brad, "Bro, you could have just paid. It's not like you're broke." I muted everyone. I stopped arguing. I went back to my life, work, gym, real meals, actual sleep. And I realized how tense I'd been for years. Without them pulling on me, my head was quiet. A month later, I got an email from my card company. My stomach dropped until I remembered. I didn't dispute anything. I canceled the card, but there were new charge attempts anyway. Caterer? Declined. Again. Declined. DJ cancellation fee. Declined. Jenna kept trying to push payments through a dead card like I wouldn't notice. I called the card company. Rep. Merchants are attempting to process under previous authorization. Me. I didn't authorize those. Rep. Understood. We'll block further attempts. That's when it hit me. Jenna wasn't careless. She was committed. Then she called. Quiet. No screaming. Jenna. Tyler. Kyle left. She rushed through it. His family was mad. Everyone blamed me. Me. Jenna, you did this to yourself. Jenna. I just wanted it nice. Me. With my money. Long pause. Jenna. Small. I didn't think you'd actually say no. There it was. The whole problem. Me. You don't get to cut me out and still use me, she cried, softer this time. Jenna. So what now? Me. Now you figure it out, like an adult. Then she tried again, of course. Jenna. Can you help me set up my laptop? I need to apply for assistance. I said yes, with boundaries. Me. I'll send links. No passwords, no cards, no paying. She agreed. I sent resources. That was it. Later, Dad left a voicemail. We should talk. Not, I'm sorry I didn't call back. I knew talk meant come back and fund this. Jenna had the baby. I found out on Facebook. My mom posted a photo. No mention of me. It stung for 5 minutes. Then it didn't, because for once, the silence wasn't punishment. It was peace. I used to think being good meant always saying yes, always helping, always being the bigger person. But that wasn't goodness. That was training. The baby shower didn't change me. It exposed them. The moment I stopped paying, everyone showed me what they valued. My money, my compliance, my silence. So here's my rule now. If you can't respect me, you don't get access to my time, my energy, or my bank account. Even if we share a last name. I'm still Tyler, still IT support, still the guy who fixes things. I just don't fix people who keep breaking me.